T minus 3, 2, 1, ignition.
What you know about this life? Just relax, baby, get high. Yeah, you're on your way to the best night ever. No top on the no top, out with the stars.
I just want to give a shout out to Bobby, the newest member of the championship circle. That matchup between us was crazy and definitely provided a lot of drama. The whole Damar Hamlin thing was sad. Glad he's okay, but just drew the whole thing out over an extra week.
What is up, Best Night Ever League? This is Top G, your 4th place finisher this year. First off, I want to give a major congratulations to Bobby. He did it, man. We had such a close matchup in the second round, and I was pretty pissed that I didn't make it to the championship, but I am happy you did because I would have lost to Jacob. So all worked out well, and Diggs and Devontae and AJ Brown, Josh Allen, just basically a super team brought you to the championship. So major congratulations.
What up, Best Night Ever League? It's me, the extra chromosome. Here for a congratulations and a warm welcome to the Champions Club for Bobby. Way to go. You did it. You defied all odds. It's nearly impossible winning in this league, in this sport, this madness that is fantasy football, especially as the best team, because it's just like, it's really just about how you could possibly fuck it up, and that's ultimately what Jacob ended up doing for you. And yeah, you won, you did it. I don't care. I'm hearing all these people, chit chatting in the back, being like, "This is a false champion. He's illegitimate. There's an asterisk." I say fuck all the haters, man. You won. You did it.
All right, first off, congratulations to Bobby on the championship. I think it was well deserved. Had the best team throughout the year. It was a bummer about the situation with Lamar and the Week 17 game, but I'm glad that we were able to come to an agreement as a league. I think it was a fair thing to do, and I think you were the deserving champ, so congrats on that.
What's up, everybody? Got Team Taco here with the end of the year recap. Want to say congratulations to Bobby. Nice job, man. Team really came through for you at the end. I know that 1 week with everyone getting all frazzled with the game getting canceled, that was kind of interesting. So glad you ended up winning, man. Nice to see your name on that. Sucks to see that we both got our name on one of the trophies this year. I also lost, so yeah.
Yo, what is going on? Best Night Ever League. This is Andrew from Inglorious Staffords. First and foremost, want to say what a season we had. It was one for the books. Crazy last ending, but again, another fun year. Congrats, Bobby, on winning your first fantasy championship. You'll enjoy it like crazy, and I'm hoping for a fat bet during the Super Bowl. Make it a good one. I'll be on the edge of my seat. Yeah, his team was amazing this year. Josh Jacobs might have been probably the biggest sleeper, I think. I mean, we were all crushing him for keeping him, thinking he'd be RB20. Turns out he was RB like 3. We crushed him for the Bills defense pick in his draft in general, and turns out like his draft was better than all of ours. So congrats, Bobby. Go enjoy it. I was glad Josh Allen and Diggs were able to pull it through for you. Jacob had it in his hands, but I couldn't hold on to it.
Congratulations, Bobby, on your first fantasy championship. It is a glorious feeling. I am happy that you'll be able to have this trophy, and I hope that somebody actually gets your nameplate on there. You might notice that one is missing. Hopefully you have yours by the time you actually get this trophy in your hands. That would be great. But congratulations. It was a heck of a year. You're welcome for trading you Josh Jacobs last year.
What's up, guys? It's your 2022 Best Night Ever League champion here. Team name, Overrated Bill Stack. If you don't know, back in 2020, I believe, Connor called me my Bill Stack that I've been riding overrated, and then finally got to prove him wrong. So that's where that name came from, and it will forever be on the trophy. So just gonna give you a quick recap of how I got there, and what I think the future entails for me. So it all started back in 2020 when Michael traded me for Christian McCaffrey. He traded me DeAndre Hopkins, Todd Gurley, and 2 first-round picks, and those 2 first-round picks proved to be really the separation between me and everyone this year. So back in 2021, when he gave me that pick, later at that Super Bowl when we were all in Denver, he traded me Stephon Diggs. And then this past draft, the 2022 draft, I drafted Devontae Adams with that second first-round pick that he gave me. So ended up in a good spot. Shout out to Michael and shout out to Christian McCaffrey. So based off of this season, it all really started. Had a really good draft. I drafted Devontae Adams, like I said, AJ Brown, and Aaron Jones. Just really carried me through the end. Ended up finishing with 3 of the top 5 receivers, number 1 running back, and I think number 2 QB, number 1 kicker, and number 3 tight end. So just all around really solid. So I thought I might have been screwed originally back in week 1 with Dak going down with his fucked up hand. However, I rode Cooper Rush a little bit and was able to only manage to lose 1 game during those 5 weeks that Dak was out. So I really knew that I was going to win this league hands down. And after week 7, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, AJ Brown were all on bye that week, and I made some pretty good moves and was able to get the W still over Connor, and I had 143 points. So after I was able to outscore, I think the majority of the league that week. I was like, all right, this one's mine to lose. My two most notable moves this season that we'll see how it plays out after was I traded Chris Olave and Dameon Pierce for 2 second-round picks, so one second-round pick each. So that's setting me up for this next season. That means I do have 3 second-round picks. So hopefully, with that, I'm gonna end this very quick recap with a bold statement that I'm going to repeat in 2023 and become a 2-time champion, and slowly but surely take away the crown from Jacob. I'm really excited to see you all at Super Bowl and get that master bedroom and have a great time. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
As far as my own season goes, I was pretty excited with my roster this year. I wish Waddle could provide a little bit more down the stretch. A little inconsistent, and then RB2 ETN. I think he's a stud moving forward, but just really inconsistent between him and Miles Sanders and fucking Watson, dude. Guy cost me $1,300. Fuck that guy. All right, see you guys at the Super Bowl. Peace.
As for a little recap on my own season, I think it was terrible. I hated every second of it after week 4. I just realized my team was terrible. I traded Kupp to Michael, and I was just like, see ya. That's it. Checked out. Probably my favorite moment was beating Andrew after my terrible loss streak that I had. So that was fun. I felt something after about 2.5 months straight of just losing constantly. Plans for the future. I mean, I plan on not being so bad next year. Let's see how that goes. A little personal improvement plan for myself. See if I can just not be so bad. And we'll see how that goes. I'll let you guys know. But probably biggest regret is trading for Najee Harris. Of course, in hindsight's 2020. I wouldn't have drafted Jalen Hurts because I had Kyler and Herbert, but just the fact that was the pick I ended up giving Connor for Jalen Hurts is very annoying. So lesson learned is just don't trade Connor for his little shitty running backs that you can't keep unless it's like Jonathan Taylor. But yeah, if he wants to trade it because he can't keep it, just be like, hey, see you later. I'll wait for the draft and take that player. Don't be fucking stupid, people. Come on. But anyways, yeah, congrats, Bobby. You did it. You're in. I'll see you all at the Super Bowl.
As far as my season goes, certainly some ups and downs. There were some moments that were pretty dang frustrating. Having the second highest scoring team. I think I was like a point less than Bobby on the year. I definitely felt my record was not reflective. Big part of that was the points against. Had some tough luck with that. Almost didn't make playoffs, which would have been devastating. But, I always felt good about my team, and I think the points for kind of reflects that. Obviously, it wasn't on the level of last year's team, but I do feel like I was kind of strongly the second best team over the course of the year. It was a bummer to have to part ways with my glorious running back room. I was young, bunch of super talented running backs. I end up having Kamara and Joe Mixon really screw me in the playoffs and down the stretch. They're both old and shitty. I went against my core values as far as my belief in running back, and that's what happened. So, lesson learned. And then, of course, Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson getting hurt for the playoffs, major bummer. I feel like, obviously, if either of them were healthy, I wouldn't have had to start Desmond Ridder, which means I would have been in the championship, which means I would have won. So that's a drag for sure. Also, I do regret starting Ridder over Andy Dalton in Week 15 because that also cost me a chance at the championship. But you know what? Overall, I feel pretty good about my team moving forward. I really love having Hurts and Lamar at quarterback. I think that's just a super safe floor for my team. And then Kenneth Walker, thrilled that I was able to get him on the contract that he has. He looks like a stud and a workhorse for Seattle, which is awesome. And then it's going to be a tough choice between Derrick Henry and Travis Kelce, so people hit me up with trades because I'm not going to keep both of them. But overall, definitely some lessons learned. I think, things I probably could have done better, but at the end of the day, I was like less than a point away from beating Jacob, and then that would have, I would have won that next round against Bobby in the championship. So can't really have too many regrets. Feel like I'm in a really good place. Of course, I'm super excited for next year, and just had a blast this year. Love being in a league with all you guys. Super fun. Grateful that I get to keep in touch with all of you and be in a league. Get together twice a year, see you all. And yeah, super excited for next year. And I will see you guys in Salem for the Super Bowl.
For my own team this year, this was definitely one of the biggest struggles of a year I've had. Usually in years past, my go-to is just to find good quarterback play. If you can get 40 points out of your quarterbacks, you just kind of try to squeeze in some points here and there to get you some wins. But I came into this season just with the most hope ever. The Russell Wilson thing built up so much excitement over the entire summer, and it just became the biggest disappointment that you could possibly ask for. On top of that, I tried, all season I tried to stack him with a Broncos receiver, and it just wasn't working. Right off the bat, I knew I was going to need a second running back. Saquon came out of the gates firing. His first week was over 30 points, and then he just kind of every week was like at least 20 points, so he kind of carried. But Zeke was my RB2, and I knew that wasn't going to work. So the first trade I went after was a running back, in which I got Dalvin Cook. And we kind of just threw in Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins in that trade. And going back to like poor QB play for me this season, Aaron Rodgers was horrible. If he had 15, that was a good week for him. So I got Dalvin Cook, who is pretty streaky, definitely worse than years past, but he could easily put up 25, and he did for me a few weeks that gave me the wins. So I'm happy that I had Dalvin Cook on my team this year. And let's see. Other things that I enjoyed about my season was Amon-Ra St. Brown. He was just such a good player for me, and I loved having him. Zeke actually ended up, he scored a touchdown in 9 straight games, which was absolutely crazy. So overall, I really enjoyed my team, except for the QB play. I also could not find consistent wide receiver play outside St. Brown, and he was hurt for a few weeks, so my wide receiver play this year was just horrible. Cooper Kupp, I traded 2 firsts for him, and he was as good as advertised. He had a 16 and a 20-point week for me before he got hurt. So hopefully he'll be good going into the future. But yeah, overall it was a fine season. My goal every year is just to make the playoffs, and I achieved that goal. I was very close to making it to the championship. Aaron Rodgers only really had to have a decent game, and he only had 12 points. So it was unfortunate, but I'm happy that Bobby won. It all worked out. I'm excited for the Super Bowl. And yeah, we'll see you at the Super Bowl.
Kind of is what it is. A bunch of my players got injured. Just kind of really bad luck, kind of getting the lowest score possible week in the fantasy history this year. Did not feel great about that one. But yeah, overall, excited to just have a really good keeper situation for next year. I'm going to be keeping Kyler Murray, Justin Fields. So my quarterback situation is going to be completely set. Then I'll have Tyreek and Jonathan Taylor. So really stud young running back. And then Tyreek is a god. So he'll also have some great trading value next year. So if somebody's interested in him, let me know. But yeah, looking forward to next year. Yeah. Excited to see you guys here in a month. Cheers, boys.
God, yeah, but what a season. Favorable moments for me were that my team, I didn't lose. I mean, that was the best moment of the year. First year not losing. It was it was pretty good season, actually, and this is why the league is fun, is when you don't lose. Just losing sucks. So I know you all wanted me to do a punishment in 2023 for the 5th year. Not happening. We'll stick at the streak at 4. I'll gladly hand the Shard Bowl over to Finley. It's been in my grasp for 4 years. I got to dust it off plenty, but I'm sure Nick will enjoy that. And now that it heads to a different location in Denver, just all the playoffs was also a great moment for me. I mean, I outscored everybody in the playoffs. That never happens. And sadly enough, this couldn't be a World Cup year, which is sad, because I would have won, but that sucks. But just glad I didn't lose. You know, that should be a goal for everyone. And I'm glad I have the best odds number 1 pick as well. And I'm also glad that I had RB 1 and 2 this year. For one, thanks for Michael. I still don't know if that was charity or not. I'm going to just assume it was charity, giving me CMC. And then Austin Eckler, both those two guys are just PPR, or I guess we're not PPR, but PPR gods. Mistakes and regrets. Probably my biggest one this year, the most notable, is when I played Cam. And Cam beat me, I think, by like 29 points. And I played Tooney from Kansas City because 2 of the Chiefs wide receivers were injured, and he just came off a game where he scored like 18 fantasy points. So I started him over Amari Cooper, who was playing the Bills defense, and Amari Cooper ended up getting like 33 points, and Tooney got hurt in the first 5 minutes of the game. So that one sucks. So I could have got another win there. However, it makes me feel better that one decision didn't affect if I got into the playoffs or not, because I think Finley still had the points forced above me, even if that would have happened. My biggest regrets are definitely in the draft. I mean, this year I feel like I drafted pretty well. However, there was a couple picks that I wish I had back. I mean, Deontay Johnson was just a terrible pick this year. He's like wide receiver, I think, like 50, and he set the record for most receptions without a touchdown. Just a bad pick, and it sucks even more because a couple receivers after him was Jalen Waddle. I think a lot of us, other than Jacob, are killing us for not drafting Waddle. And actually DeAndre Hopkins. So I drafted him in the 7th, knowing that he'd be suspended the first 6 or 7 games. He did pop off for me a little bit, but again, the Cardinals this year were a shit show, and he didn't end up getting the production that I would have liked. It helped me win a couple weeks, so I guess some regrets. But I could have gotten, I was thinking about taking Amon St. Brown with that pick, I believe, if I have that right, because Amon St. Brown was, I think, the round after. So that was another regret. But yeah, we all regret who we could have picked, who we shouldn't have picked, but that's fantasy as it goes. Future plans, I look forward to next year already. I mean, mock drafts are already going. I think this year, not only is it going to be a fun year to trade because of the contract rule, but I also think in the NFL, there's going to be a huge switch up with quarterbacks. So that'll be really, really cool to see where quarterbacks go with what. We all have some tough decisions to make with keepers, and I think that's going to make it even more fun. I can't wait for the Super Bowl in Salem. Can't wait for those tough negotiations. I hope just crazy trades go down. And I'm also looking forward to the draft next year, because this is the first year where contracted players that were kept are automatically forced to go to the draft. So it's going to be a hot first round. So I think first round picks this year will be more valuable than they ever have been over the last couple years. So yeah, what a crazy 2022-2023 fantasy season. Once again, Bobby, you earned it. It's really nice having Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, and I guess the Bills defense, that Bills combo just shut you in the playoffs. And so did having probably the biggest surprise of any NFL player in Josh Jacobs. So yeah, congrats, Bobby, and can't wait for next year, fellas.
As far as my season this year, it was a shit show. Almost made the playoffs. One Joe Mixon trade away from actually making it, which would have been great. But I have never lost in Sleeper. I've never lost a final playoff matchup. I am still undefeated. I am in the 7th place. I'm Toilet Bowl champ, and I'm very excited about my prospects for next year. I've got tons of picks. I will be making a lot of frivolous trade offers. So if you're looking to load up on picks, you hit me up.